good thing about stand-up comedy is that it's just like jiu-jitsu. It's very easy to start, but it takes a bit of effort to get really good. And just like jiu-jitsu, you're going to tap many times. So, you know, the whole point is trying things, failing, trying, failing, but it's the grind and the journey that hopefully you guys are going to fall in love with. So just to get started, could everybody stand up? This is kind of a little bit of a practical workshop as well. We're going to get a little bit silly. And everybody can just form a circle. Okay, there we go, just a tight circle. There we go, nice. We can bring it in a little bit, bring it in a little bit. Okay, so we're just going to start by playing a very quick improv game, just to get warmed up. It's called Zip, Zap, Boing. Has anybody played it? Okay, yes, you have? Okay, it's very easy. We're just going to go in one direction. I'm just going to go zip and send it to him, and then he's going to send it around in the same direction. Okay, zip, 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 zip. Okay, and now I'm going to send it in that direction, and we're going to say zap. Zap, 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 zap. Okay, and now we're going to add our little boing action. So when somebody sends it in this direction, zap, boing, I can bounce it back to him, and then he can continue to send it around in that direction. Anybody can stop it, or he can, if you point it back to me again, oh, sorry, you said it to me. Zap, boing, zip, boing. Perfect. Zap, 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 boing, zip, boing, zip, zap, zap, boing, zip, zip, boing, zap, 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 boing, zip, 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 boing, zap, boing, zip, zip, boing, zap, zap, boing, zap, zip, 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 boing, zap, zap, boing, zip, zip. Got it. Okay, so we're getting a little bit warm, and we're going to play another improv game now called, I think it's called, What Are You Doing? Okay, very easy game. So the way it works is somebody, Anna, if you get into the middle of the circle and you perform an action, any action, and then I'll say, hey, that's cool, what are you doing? Hey, ceiling. Oh, that's cool, do you mind if I try? Okay, cool. And then I'll jump in and I'll do any other action. So let's say if you go see painting the ceiling, I might be like brushing my teeth. And then if you jump in and say, hey, what are you doing? Oh, I'm brushing my teeth.
Cool, can I join?
Yeah, sure. And then she joins and does any other action. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm resting.
Okay, can I join?
Yes.
Buddy, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey man, we're coming with it. I just want to touch it. I can come. Sure. Okay. What are you doing?
I'm doing my income taxes.
Oh, right. Can I do it?
Yeah, please, you can do the whole lot.
Okay, so let's just divide into groups. We're getting to form a partner. So form a group of two with a partner, and we'll just play this game for a few minutes. So just you guys team up. You guys can be a team. And if you have any questions about the game, just let me know. Yeah, you guys can all play together as three. So we'll just play for a few minutes. Okay, go first.
All right.
Okay, so just fun warm-ups, right? Like just getting a little bit silly, not taking ourselves too seriously, just having a good time. Did you guys like the game? Yeah. What was some fun? I heard these guys had masturbating furiously. That's one of the things that somebody was doing. Filthy minds. Okay, so who's done stand-up comedy before? You have?
I've done like once in college.
Perfect.
I was the funniest woman because I was the only woman.
Okay, well, there you go. That's a.
I'm still the funniest one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll have to all comedians.
Okay, kind of. Let's say that half counts. But everybody likes comedy, right? It's a fun thing to watch and to be a part of, and I don't know, maybe you make jokes with your friends and you get a good reaction, and like you make them feel good and you feel good. I mean, I know you're funny, you make me laugh. We did that selfie thing in the Asian photo. So this is kind of like a slightly theoretical course, but with like a lot of practice involved, which I think is good. Because the good thing about comedy is that absolutely anybody can do it. I don't think that some people, maybe some people have like more of a natural knack towards things, but in the end it just comes down to practice and trying things out and, just kind of not being afraid to fail basically and just fucking going for it. I'm by all means I'm probably like a white belt comedian. I've been, I just haven't been doing it that long, but I'm very active and very passionate about it. So I grind, I'm calling spots all the time, I'm performing 2, 3, 4 times a week, and it's something that I'm really invested into. So I'm definitely not the best comedian, but I am one of the people in the comedy scene in Oslo at the moment that is really going for it. So what I can help bring to you guys is my experience and my energy and some of the thoughts that I have around comedy, and hopefully, you guys can do comedy for the first time as well, or for the second time, and then if it becomes something that you enjoy, it's usually just getting through it the first time. And then you're like, what? This shit is fucking easy. It's really easy. And at the end of the camp, we're having an open mic night, and we're giving like you guys 2 minutes each, and that's perfect. The Globetrotter crowd, they're really super, really supportive. You know that, right? Jiu-jitsu people are the best. Globetrotter people, they're jiu-jitsu people, they're just, you know what I mean? You cannot fail. And even if you fail, it's probably going to be funny. So that's it. Okay, so there is a... what do you guys... Do you have any thoughts on what makes something funny? Like, what do you find funny?
Breaking expectations.
Yeah.
Or breaking with.
Sorry.
Something like relatable?
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
I think real life, actually, and looking at it through a new perspective, rather than trying to crack jokes themselves and be funny, it's just pointing real life out, and actually that's funny.
Yeah. I do. 2020, you got a lot of material. Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. Yeah, come in.
Don't come in.
Fuck off.
What you say behind closed doors?
Yeah, exactly. Anybody else got, what makes you guys laugh? What do you find funny?
Like weird or interesting people, like people with some weird walk or weird habits,
Yeah.
unusual, unexpected habits.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I guess when people overshare stuff that's personal, it's quite funny.
You're right. Dude, I've got a lot of American friends that do that.
Nervous babble. I do that.
Nervous babble. Yeah. Yeah.
Inappropriate stuff.
What, sorry?
Inappropriate stuff, like in Denmark, we like to joke about pedophiles and inappropriate stuff, and everybody loves this.
Yeah, okay. In Denmark, there's a lot of method comedians. Not a lot of cameras. Yeah, but that's it. I made a list of 9 common things that I found in stand-up comedy and comedy in general, and you guys kind of mentioned a lot of them. Especially when it comes to jokes, there's always like an element of surprise. Not always, but often. There is a coincidence, absolutely. There's a release of tension. That's a big one. Often when you deliver a punchline, you have a setup, you set something up with some tension, and then you release the tension with the punchline. There's a feeling of superiority. Sometimes that's a big, when you make a joke about somebody and they might not be in on the joke, and you can laugh at them a little bit. Embarrassment and permission to misbehave. So, that's maybe that's kind of like what they like in Denmark. You have that permission to laugh at something that is, probably very unacceptable. So the format of jokes. Does anybody know what the format of a joke might be? Very simple.
Setup and punchline.
Perfect. Setup and punchline. 99% of every single joke is setup and punchline. And when it comes to stand-up comedy, there's usually two kind of genres or formats. There's storytelling, and then there's setup and punchline. And today we're going to focus on setup and punchline. Storytelling, it's very individual, and then that's a kind of a bit of a longer workshop, I think. So we have 9 minutes. Setup and punchline, simple, easy. And the goal for today, our goal for today, is we have another 70 minutes, and our goal for today is to make every single person in this room have at least 2, maybe 3 jokes, setup and punchline format, or story if you prefer, that they can have ready to perform by the camp party tomorrow. So that's our goal. Setup and punchline, super easy.
Do we have to do it?
You don't have to do it. It's up to you. No problem. Do it.
You have to.
Yes. It's actually, Christian said that you have to do it, or you're losing your rank in jiu-jitsu, you have to go back down to white belt. He's called your professor.
You have to do my jokes. That would be good.
Yeah.
I can just like.
Yeah, we're gonna write all your material. We're gonna crash and burn. Yeah, no, but it's up to you guys, of course. If you want to do it, I'd love for as many people to do it as possible. That would be a great goal of mine. If you don't want to do it, then you can just throw tomatoes from the side and heckle and be a good audience member. So set up and punchline, super easy. Okay, so here are some points about a setup. A setup, it has to captivate the attention of the audience. It doesn't need to be a fantastic thing. It doesn't need to be a statement which is, you're not reinventing the wheel. You just have to say it in a way that captivates the audience's attention. Okay, so you just got to get them listening to you, get them paying attention to you. You want to stir up their imagination a little bit, and it should kind of create a little bit of tension. So I've actually, as an exercise, I've written a couple of setups, and I want you guys to spend a few minutes coming up with some punchlines. Okay? Do you guys want to work in pairs again, maybe? Okay. So here is setup number 1. All dogs can smell drugs. All right. Do you guys just want to? I can read out three setups, and then you guys can take some time, work together in groups, and come up with some punchlines. Okay, the first one is, all dogs can smell drugs. The second one is, doing jiu-jitsu automatically makes you 20% gay. And the third one is, I'm a realist. Okay, let's just take 2 minutes, work together. If you need me to read them out again, then just try to come up with a...
So is the concept kind of like Cards Against Humanity?
Exactly. It's Cards Against Humanity. All right, so all dogs can smell drugs. I'm a realist. Doing jiu-jitsu automatically makes you 20% gay. Or you can come up with your own, whatever, it's okay. But this is just a little exercise in like trying to come up with a punchline for a setup. So if you have your pens and papers, get them, or if you just want to work it out, go for it. Okay, so let's hear what some of you guys came up with. Doesn't matter whether the joke is good or not. I realize you only have a very limited amount of time. The exercise is just adding a punchline to a setup. So let's hear what you guys came up with.
Yeah. 20% gay, it's brilliant.
So BJJ is 20% gay, but why would you ignore 50% of my body?
Very nice. I like it.
Or we got another one. So BJJ is 20% gay, but there's not 20% French attendance here.
Okay, alright, there we go. Let's give them a clap. Okay, group over here, what do we got?
For the first one? Alright, all dogs can smell drugs, but not all drugs will fit in a dog's anal cavity.
Okay, alright, nice.
That's one. And we have... Doing jiu-jitsu makes...
Is this the Danish joke?
that's catering to the Danish comedy audience. Doing jiu-jitsu makes you 20% gay. It's the only sport where you willingly dive face first into someone's crotch. I'm a realist, and
if I stand on you, I'm a surrealist.
Oh, that's nice.
Say it again.
I'm a realist, and if I stand on you, I'm a surrealist.
Ooh, I like it. Let's give them a round of applause. And we have our Icelandic team over here. What do we got?
Well, doing BTJ is 20% gay, while if laying half naked in another man's crotch is gay, then call me 20% gay.
Okay, nice.
You know, if BTJ is 20% gay, purple belt is the gayest color. Maybe that's why I have been stuck at purple belt for so long.
Okay, yeah.
And then we had all dogs can smell drugs except hot dogs. And all dogs can smell drugs, especially Snoop Dogg. And doing jiu-jitsu makes you 20% gay, but we already knew that about ourselves when we started. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's give it a round. Okay, here we go. You guys got.
Okay, so we got all dogs can smell drugs. The only exception is your mother because all she smells is my balls.
Oh shit. Okay.
Then we got doing jiu-jitsu makes you automatically 20% gay. Although by now I hope I'll be able to finish off a man from behind in less than 5 minutes.
Oh, you killed it.
And then I'm not taking the credit for this one, but I'm a realist. This joke's deader than Madeleine McCann.
What?
Madeline McCain?
She's a charm for when missing.
That is so. Let's give it up. Woo! Okay, dudes, you guys, everybody did a great job. I mean, that was a premise, 3 like standard premises that we just threw out there that you guys turned into, in my opinion, fucking gold. So, good work. I'm just going to talk about one other comedy technique which gets used a lot, and then I want you guys to come up with your own example of how to use this one. And this is very common in sitcoms, in stand-up comedy, of course, and it's called the rule of 3s. So, very simple. What you do is you make a statement, which then it precedes a list, and then the list has 3 things. The first 2 things form a pattern that relate to what you're talking about, and then the third thing is your punchline. So I wrote one earlier today. Jiu-jitsu teaches you many skills: patience, determination, and laundry. You know, it's just thank you for my great talent. I love my girlfriend. She's kind, loving, and never checks my DMs. So, you know, you get the point here. It's just you make a statement that will then lead you into doing the list of 3s. So, as another exercise, I want you to get in your group, come up with another joke that uses the rule of 3s. Come up with 1 or 2. You guys have got 4 or 5 minutes, and we'll get started after that. Okay, we're going to play a quick little game, just to keep moving around a little bit. I see this down there. Do you guys want to play now? Do you want another minute or something?
Yeah, you're good.
You good? Okay, everybody stand up. Form the golden circle. Hey! Oh, yes! We're going to play another little improv game. I'm sure my improv friends have played this before, and it is called Three Things. Put your hand when we play Three Things. No? Oh, okay. All right, so basically, I'm going to ask a question, and the question will be, say something. I'll ask a question, and the person on my left will have to answer with three things to that question. They don't have to be real, they don't have to be like the actual answer to my question. They can be like rather silly. And then at the end, when she says three things, we say three things. So let's just practice that. Put your hands in the fist and say three things. 1, 2, 3. Three things! Okay, let's give it a shot. Three things you don't tell your mother.
Menstruation, fungus, and STDs.
Three things!
Three things that you do in the shower.
Masturbate, put on lotion, and stand on my head. Three things you call your grandmother about.
Say it again.
Three things you'd call your grandma about.
My grandma. Yeah. Eskimo. Bicycle. Grandfather.
Three things!
Three things you do in your bed.
Sleep, have sex, and fart.
Three things.
Three things you do with your dog.
Have sex with it, take it for walks, and get it to lick peanut butter off my body. Three things you do in a bowling alley.
Yeah, let's get a little bit closer. And let's move it around this way. We'll go this way, around this way as quick as we can.
Alright, well, just
Yeah,
I play with balls. Get drinks. Shout really loudly when I hit nothing.
Three
things!
So,
Yeah, ask him.
three things you do in the gym.
I like to work out, I like to practice my drills, and I secretly masturbate.
Three things!
Three things you do when you're horrendously drunk.
When I'm horrendously drunk, I walk straight, order another drink, and sleep really, really good.
Three things!
Three things you buy in groceries.
Dogs, kitten lips, and the souls of unborn children. Three things! Three things that you put on your face.
Booger, snail slime, jizz.
Three things!
Three things you love about your mother.
curly hair, free dental plan, sugar puffs on Saturday morning. Three things you'll find in the kitty litter.
My poop, my kitten's poop, and my food.
Three things.
Three things you do in the sauna.
Relax, drink water, and masturbate.
Three things.
Three things you do with your best friend, but not your girlfriend.
Share my innermost feelings, wrestle, and practice blowjob techniques.
Three things.
Three things you hear at a football match.
Tottenham sock, West Ham sock, Man United sock.
Three things.
Three things you do at the zoo.
Play with class. Poop. Eat ice cream.
Three things.
Three things you do in the attic.
Just play video games, secretly talk to ghosts, and sleep.
Three things.
Three things you do in gymnastic class.
In gymnastic class, I do gymnastics, you'll be amazed, wouldn't you? I also run around in circles, and I try and practice my handstands.
Three things.
3 things you do straight after class at Nyoni.
Oh, drink beer, shower, drink beer.
3 things! Okay, let's wrap it up. Good work, guys. Okay, let's hear some of the 3 things that you guys wrote down in your list of 3. Huh? You guys have?
We have one.
Oh, yeah. One's enough. Alright, where should we start with the team Scandinavia over here?
Right. So, do we have anything? Let's see. Globetrotter rules. Remember to smile. Don't smell bad. Don't talk in class. And don't creep on the mats.
Yeah, okay. I like it. I think, was that 4 things though?
That's 4 things.
Yeah, okay. Alright.
We're not big on math.
yeah. You can do 4 things. You can do 4 things. There's no set rules, but
There's actually 5 rules.
yeah, okay. Alright. But
Yeah,
if
work it out.
you stick to 3, that's enough. But
Do we have any more? Wait. No.
No, let's get
We'll work on that.
It's hard to come up with things on the spot. Pressure, fighting, all that. Let's go. Me team.
Yeah, I love flying in planes. You get good food, you can watch good movies, and you get fucked in the ass.
Yeah, I like it.
Which airline?
He's got a frequent flight. Okay.
I had to get it out of my system. Vegan diets consist of tofu, beans, and farts.
Yeah.
Bring out the fart.
Yeah.
And then we came up with together what makes Icelandic people so attractive. Well, that's the fresh water, beautiful nature, and incest.
We're applauding the cousin fucking. I like that. Yeah. Okay, let's go, guys.
So we got, as a man, for a perfect armbar, you need control, leverage, and nuts of steel. I love rear naked chokes. They're strong, effective, and I can lick your ear.
Yes.
Jiu-jitsu is the opposite of the USA. They speak Portuguese, it's respectful, and the coloured belts pick on the whites.
Dude, that's a kill. That's a headshot. That's a fucking headshot.
And then our last one is Henzo Gracie and Joseph Fritzl share a lot in common. They're controversial, they don't like hippies, and they both hurt people in their basements.
Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Wow, the rule of 3 is beautiful. Good job, fantastic. You guys, amazing. Okay, what do you got?
So when I'm driving my car in Reykjavik, I know there's a car behind me, so I make sure I check in the mirror, see what they're doing. I know there's cars coming in front, so I always indicate left when I'm going to turn left. And I know there's old women on the pavement, so I always open the door to make sure I get that. Apparently local.
Yes! Sweet. Alright, you got one, Robert? No. Okay, so we have an hour and a half. We've gone through 50 minutes, and so far we've covered the setup punchline. You guys have come up with some very good examples from that, and we've covered the rule of 3s. Maybe I can. There's many ways to formulate a joke, but those 2 are kind of all you really need to do a 2-minute set. There is another quick technique that I can mention very quickly in case you ever get stuck in the writing process, and this is what they use on the late night shows a lot. They come up with so many jokes, and they're all very all of them are very good. And they use a very easy technique, which is called Incongruity. You guys know what that is? It's where you get 2 different subjects, and then you find a common link between them. So they do this a lot with politicians and celebrities and things like that. So here's an example that I wrote down for you guys. This is from, I think it's Jimmy Kimmel. Disney's Hall of Presidents finally added a Donald Trump robot. Okay, so in Disneyland, they have a hall, they have, robots. So here the two different subjects are Disney and President Donald Trump. Okay, so with this technique, what you do is you get the two different subjects, and then you try to find a link between them that's humorous. And often, often what you can do is you can have a look at Disneyland, and you can make a list of all the associations, words, and phrases with Disneyland, and you can do the same with Donald Trump. All the associations, words, and phrases with Donald Trump, and then you want to try to connect them. And you can try to connect them with things like who, what, why, when, how. So for this example, you can say, this is what they said. Disney's Hall of Presidents finally added a Donald Trump robot. He's really making an impact at Disney. Today, he deported Aladdin and gave Scrooge McDuck a tax break. So that is a very, if you have a look at like late night shows where they have to just crunch through lots of jokes, that's what they do. So they get two different subjects, make a little list, and then just connect those two things together. Like in a simpler format, you could say, here's another example. This is one that we can, and maybe you can say something like, sex is like jiu-jitsu, you know? And then you can come up with something for that. Sex is like jiu-jitsu, I always tap out. Or, you know, sex is like jiu-jitsu, somebody's gonna get strangled. Or whatever, you know? Like that's a very basic version of that.
Breath
Sorry?
Breath play.
What?
Breath play.
Yeah, there you go. So that's just another technique where you get two different subjects and then you link them together. So now you guys have a setup punchline structure, very classic, 99% of every joke. You have the rule of threes structure, very common, works very well, as we saw. And then you can have the incongruity method as well. Two different subjects linked together by something which creates a humorous response.
What do you call it?
Incongruity.
Incongruity. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hi. Are you joining the comedy workshop?
Just one request.
Oh, yeah.
So about that. Well, we did.
Yeah, so we just went over some of the 3 points that we covered. So now we only have 30 minutes left, maybe 40. So what I suggest we do is, if you guys want to start trying to like write a little bit of your act, all you need to do 2 minutes is 3 jokes. No problem. By the time you get up there, hi everybody, how's it going? Set up punchline joke. Something, 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 set up punchline jokes, something, something, set up punchline joke. 1.5 minutes, the shorter the better, 2 minutes, get on, get out. Easy. Easy peasy.
Feel good.
Feel good, dude. And if you guys, when you guys do it, if you do it, and like if it's the first time that you've done it, I promise you, like with 3 jokes, that's enough. And it's going to be an amazing experience. Like just to be able to perform in the side of a mountain in front of a room full of trained Viking killers, like that's a fucking story. So, okay, now let's just spend a little bit of time. If you guys need any paper, I have some. If you need any extra pens, I think there's some up there. If you want to use your phones, just try to write 3 jokes. Basically, you're writing your act now. And then at the last 10 minutes of the class, we're going to go through it a little bit and take it from there. All right, let's do it, guys. Let's get a little bit of a change of scenery. If I can get everybody coming here, please. If you guys slide up here, so you guys sitting here along this line. Guys, just join in, slide up right here. Maybe move over this way a little bit. There we go, slide up that way a bit. There we go. There we go. 1 row, 2 rows, doesn't matter. Okay, how did you guys, this is, 90% of comedy, maybe 99% of it, it's just writing. It's sitting there, it's formulating the chords that you have in your head. And whatever you think is funny is generally funny. You just gotta translate it to the audience. I'm just gonna go over a few very basic things. When we're gonna do the show on Saturday, I'm not sure exactly where it's gonna be, but I think it's gonna be in the bar. Do you know where it's gonna be?
Yeah. It's going to be the end of the bar, next to the door, at the end of the bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sounds great. So, microphone technique. Just hold the microphone, you can touch it to your chin. Hold it just in front of your face. Just remember to turn with the microphone. Look people in the eye, look towards the back of the room, look over people. Sometimes when you're with a group of people, when there's a crowd, sometimes you'll just jive with a certain people. Or sometimes there'll just be a section of people, and you're like, they're your people. Those are the people that you look to, you get the energy from those people. If people aren't feeling you, they're like, oh, we're not into this guy, they don't even exist. Just ignore them. Look over them, look to your people, look to the back of the room, keep your head up, keep the microphone pressed against your chin, or just in front, and you will be fine. When we start doing the show, I'll go up to a few minutes, get everybody warm, nice and loose, and then I'll introduce you guys, and then what you gotta do is just go up, have fun. Try not to bring paper. A lot of comedy is just being confident. If you have the paper there, they'll sense weakness. So, so leave the paper at home, and you cannot fail. You absolutely cannot fail. There is no failure. You're winning just by standing up there. Okay, so let's hear from a couple of people. Here's some material. Anybody want to go first?
Sure.
Yep. All right. Let's give it up.
Hi. I'm Claire. And if you haven't, I'm Claire, and if you haven't seen me at the camp already, I was probably napping, having a mental breakdown, or doing your laundry. But those last two might be connected. And you know what, guys? One thing I know, you're all breaking rule number 3. You all smell bad. No, all jokes aside, it's strange working around so many foreigners at the same time. You're used to working at the gym and there's only Icelanders. Most of you have noticed how insane the Icelandic language is, right? Right?
Right.
Yeah. See, I get you. I'm on your side. Because I'm a foreigner too. I come from Lithuania. I was born there. And I moved here when I was 4 years old. So I'm tiny. I'm tiny, but tiny. Okay? And I moved here and I go to my first birthday party. And I remember dressing up and it was so much fun. We had balloons and decorations and caca. Yeah. Some of you are getting it, yeah? See, when this polite woman points at the table and is please eat some caca, and she points at the gooey brown thing on the table, all that goes through my head is shit. Because in Lithuanian, caca is shit and caca is cake in Icelandic. Are you telling me Icelanders are so crazy they eat rotten fish, shark, and literal shit? And that's all I have for today.
Very good. The rule of 3 killed it. Very, very good stage presence.
Thank you.
What do you guys think?
You're
natural.
Storytelling.
Yep. Okay, let's get the second volunteer up there. Oh, yep, here we go. My man. Use your plans partner.
In this
says I've got to be finished in 2 minutes, so don't worry, ladies, that's not a problem. He also says every joke or every punchline has to have a setup. I don't think that's true. I think of at least one thing that makes me laugh every time. Aikido. I was thinking about jiu-jitsu and, the rule of three and all of that, and it occurred to me that white belts are a bit like Jeffrey Epstein. You want to avoid them. They always bring their creepy mates to class, and there's no way they could choke themselves if they tried.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. That was amazing. Let's give it up!
My name's Marco. I've been to Iceland during Corona, and I still have one working nostril left. While we're on airports, you know that all dogs can smell drugs, right? The bird I pulled last night, she snorted the whole fucking line of coke. Fucking bitch, we were meant to share that. The other thing I noticed about Iceland is how friendly it is. The service here is excellent, isn't it? It's really, really good. So I think that's one of the upsides of keeping it in the family. Thank you.
Brendan. Okay, sweet. Excellent. Brendan. Alright, let's get our fourth comedian up for tonight. It is, what's your name?
Matt.
It's Matt!
Hey guys, I forgot my mic. Can I borrow one?
Here you go.
Thanks. Okay, so the Globetrotters class has been pretty diverse so far. We've had reverse delahiva heel hooks, we've had massage classes. Thankfully, so far they haven't combined the two and had delahiva massage classes. People often tell me, I train at Gracie Barra in England, people often tell me they think Gracie Barra is a cult. And they might be right in some respects. We have mandatory uniforms, we idolise figureheads, but I bet your gyms don't have free Kool-Aid after class. That's it.
Robert! On this microphone?
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Robert.
My name's Robert. I'm from the Netherlands. I came here by plane, and everybody has been tested at the airport. I think that's a good thing. I think we need to stop the spread of coronavirus. I think we need to keep Iceland safe. And now we have the answer for the question every 5-year-old has: how far can I stick the Q-tip up my nose? This is a true story. Some girl told me that the tester at the airport used the Q-tip on her nose and then the same Q-tip on her throat. Dus I didn't know Iceland was that cheap, but they also test for more than COVID. You don't hear that. When they stick the swab deep into Icelandic people, they actually find emotions. I'm sorry, I lied. The Q-tip isn't long enough. So being tested is just like the American elections. You care about the results, but you feel your civil rights have been violated.
Okay, let's give it up for our next comedian.
Hello, my name is Peter. I'm doing stand-up comedy for the first time. I decided to use this opportunity to talk to you because this is pretty much the only place in the gym or any BTA community where I can talk to somebody without being constantly interrupted about somebody telling me about the new leg lock system. Because leg locks are like beacons. They just can't stop talking about it. Like, oh my god, you have to try this new leg lock system that I found. It's great for you, you have to try it, it's amazing. And, yeah, the only, when I was starting jiu-jitsu, only guys who were doing leg locks were some crazy Eastern European guys in the end of the room with face tattoos. You avoided them at all costs. But now, since some crippled guy in New York, who used to be a bouncer, I think, said like, well, why would you ignore 50% of the body? And now everybody's like, right? That's what I've been saying the whole time. I like old school jiu-jitsu. I wanted two sweaty guys, topless, trying to take each other down and failing to do so for 10 minutes. That's really jiu-jitsu.
So sorry, English is not my first language, but I'll try. So I'm Norwegian. I find it very interesting to be in Iceland. We have a bit of shared cultural history. It's interesting to come here, and it's the only place I think where you can go whale watching in the day and you can eat the whale in the evening. You can get your beard braided at the spa, right, with no shame attached to it. It's the only place where incest porn is not only encouraged, it's not frowned upon, it's encouraged actually. So that's pretty weird. Yeah, I told everyone in Norway I was going to jiu-jitsu camp, but nobody has a clue what jiu-jitsu is back in Norway. So I just said, no, it's a combat sports, in order to sound cool, right? I realized I'm not using my microphone very cool.
That's okay.
That's okay. So I didn't tell them the actual truth, which is that I paid good money to leave a bunch of sweaty strangers to sit on my face all day. So, yeah, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, let's get up. You ready? Let's give it up for our next comedian, the Iceland.
I don't consider myself as a comedian. I'm very anxious in crowds and anxious everywhere since a kid. But sometimes I do things that make people laugh, like trying the key lock in closed guard. Also just trying to pass guards with color belts. I think they enjoy it quite often. But most of the time I just think people have hysteria when they laugh at the things I do or say. Like at home, I try to kick the tongue thing of the doors oftentimes, and I do fall. And I really don't have anything more. I'm just like flowing. But things, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah!
While writing my jokes. So I'm trying my best. And let me see. I know how to start this joke, I just can't. It's like too.
Do it!
Do it. Just do it. Jump it.
Otherwise we'll call your name out.
Alright, this one is actually a friend who told me this joke. I tried to wear my gi as pajamas at night, but every time I would drift off and fall asleep in bed. But, so I thought it was so funny I just So I started jiu-jitsu because it was self-defense and I want to learn to defend against guys, but I just ended up learning to pull guard. I don't know what to do with that. But basically, what I want to try to avoid at training, I want to avoid spazzy white belts and really hairy men, and avoid having a camel toe all the time. So that's my jiu-jitsu story. Thank you.
Excellent. Have you got it through You?
I've got just 2 jokes.
Two's enough! Let's get it!
Hey guys, I'm Chris. With only 2 jokes ever. Best I could come up with. So, what are the best 3 things about my girlfriend training Jiu-Jitsu? She's obviously fit, she's looking good, she's self-confident, and she chokes me for free. 3 common things about my first time I had sex and first time I came to a Jiu-Jitsu class. First one, I was super excited about what was about to happen. Then we wrestled a little bit, and I finished early.
Good work, everybody. Easy, comedy, easy, no problem. Let's, did anybody have any, I don't know, any kind of, yeah?
I have a question.
Let's go for it.
So, because of nervousness, I was walking along. I tried to look at these guys, but I wondered if I walked too much and then you lose connection with
Did
people.
you feel I walked too much?
No, I didn't feel.
I was really nervous and that's why I was walking too much. Nobody knows.
But you seem to be more in the middle. I think. Did I go a lot? What's the?
No, it's alright. No, it's cool.
Alright.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Okay. Nobody gives a shit.
Nah, just do your thing. Yeah. But you did great. Yeah, but that's the thing. Sometimes you can be a little bit nervous and you can talk a little bit fast. Just try to slow it down. The pacing, don't worry about it, no problem. Sometimes what I do as an exercise is I'll try to stay in one position whilst I'm performing and not move at all. So then I try to make it all about the material. I don't recommend doing that for your first time, but just try to stay calm. Remember that this is the most important thing in comedy is the pauses.
Yeah.
So when you deliver your joke, just pause, take a breath, take it in, enjoy it, and then move on. Don't rush through, don't rush. Okay, next joke. It's very normal if you do, no problem. But just remember to deliver your punchline, take a breath. Alright, let's go, let's move on.
So would it be a good idea if you have material for 1.5 minutes and then you have you can take breaks in between if people are really laughing loud, you can't continue, so it's
Yeah.
you have this 30-second frame of
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. Because when you're up there, everything's gonna get stretched out anyway. And we're gonna keep it to a tight 2.
Yeah.
We're not going those on. We can't have to. I've got a very limited time window. So just aim for 1:30. Your set's probably you could probably aim for 1:30, and then I think you're quite good at ad-libbing and adding a little few extra things, and things pop into your head. So then you can use that extra time as well to just live in the moment and riff a little bit.
And will you be on the timer being
No.
now being 1 minute, I was doing that, sorry guys. No.
No, I'll be probably on the side of you guys. If you do happen to go over 2 minutes, I'm probably gonna have to just come up on the stage and you'll see, you'll wrap it up. But just keep it to a tight 2, and then everybody gets enough time and we don't burn the audience out. So we've got a lot of comics, we've got a lot to get through. Aim for 1:30, 3 jokes, in and out, no problem. The shorter the better. That's a good roll. 2 jokes is fine too.
I think I'll pass.
It's up to you. If you want to work later on on your material, I'm going to be here, so we can work on it. Any other questions that you guys had? No. I think you all did very well. I mean, you can't fail. You cannot fail. Everybody has, I was in hysterics. It was great. So the main thing is write your act out a few times. Take some time, just write it down, remember it, say it a few times, and just use as the thing that you really need to focus on is just the joke parts, and then the other stuff you'll kind of connect naturally. So just remember remember what the funny bits are, and then work on stringing them together in your own way. You don't have to say it verbatim. You don't have to please don't memorize it verbatim and then have it all in your head verbatim. Just know where you have to get to and just get there quickly. Hey, I'm this blah blah blah, joke. And just have fun. This is the beginning of I don't know, hopefully a cool journey for some of you at least.
When is it? So when would it be? Is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow night, yeah.
Tomorrow night.
When does the open mic start?
That's a great question.
Because I'm cleaning the gym until 6.
The party starts at 8, right?
No.
It starts basically just after the open
Just
mic.
after the
Yeah.
So,
But the party is nothing happening until like probably late in the evening.
So we'll all be smashed by then.
Yeah.
Which is good. It helps.
can
a
you
lot.
all like spread the word of like, so people just jump in the shower and get the fuck out so I can clean and go to the party, please?
Yeah.
Pretty please. Not so aggressive though.
I think the question is good.
Okay, so I'm gonna make the lineup for tomorrow night. I just want to make sure I have. I don't think I have everybody's name. Egla, I have you. Brendan, Marco.
Yeah.
It's you. Matt. Matt. Robert. Peter. Anna.
I'm a maybe. I'm gonna have to work on
Yeah, I'm okay. Anna. I think you'll be fine. Boo.
I'll try to work on something.
We'd love to have you. Chris. Okay, Chris is out. Did I leave anybody's? What's your name?
Ethor.
Ethor.
Like you are Thor.
Wow, dude, I love it. Why Thor? Alright. I'm putting you in the lineup. You're good. Yeah, you're fine. You're good. Okay, cool. And then just use a little bit of time that you have to go over your material, practice it a few times, time it, write it down a bunch, and we can, yeah, we can meet up tomorrow. I'll be around. Just grab me, talk to each other, shoot me a message on Facebook if you guys have any questions. Or if you want to get together for 30 minutes tomorrow, practice in front of each other, we can do that. Whatever works. Yeah, I did that in the last camp. We just met up and then we tweaked each other's jokes. And so you know, feel free to do that.
Everybody's biggest fear is talking in front of people, right?
Yeah.
And it's one thing to do, like, if you have the type of work where you talk in front of people, but it's not a completely different thing to be actively trying to be funny in front of people, right? So if you can get to practice that. This was the first time I tried to do jokes in front of people.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah. But you know, like the good thing about comedy, it's like jiu-jitsu, it's like we have a good community and we're all here to help each other. So, you know, if you're with your mate and he goes, hey, can I like run this material by you, then do it. I mean, like I said, you always just grab me today, tomorrow, shoot me a message, whenever. I really want this to be a good experience for you guys. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be awesome. So, the floor recognizes.
Can you give like one pointer that I use when I deliver, like because I've developed like confidence boot camp, like I've done all that, is instead of looking into the eyes of people, that could be super fucking scary. I never do that. Like you can look at their forehead and they will be like, they're looking at me, and you're like, no, I'm not. So like, or like at the top of their heads, or like, I never focus like on one person because that makes me nervous. So if you want to use that.
Yeah, that's good advice.
And the point about the paper as well, that which you made earlier. Back in 2010, I was in an open mic night, and the funniest guy there, he had his jokes on a piece of paper, and they were great jokes, but he was like shaking, so he was making the audience nervous as well as himself. And after the set, everybody applauded, but he just bolted straight out and never came back.
Yeah, you don't need the paper.
Don't use the paper.
You don't need it. You guys are funny. I mean, just remember it. You gotta remember 3 jokes, link them together how we can. Just have a good time. And the more fun you have, the more fun they'll have. If they sense like nervous energy, you know,
They'll eat you.
take it down. But yeah, that's it. Do you guys have any more questions? Is there any
Can
more?
we like make a deal at the bar so the ones who did the workshop get like 2 free shots?
Peter, can we make that happen?
Just before.
Maybe not 3 shots.
I said 2. Oh, I said 3. It's like the
Well,
rule of 3, you know?
So you,
All something tequila. Yeah.
Can we get a shot for each person? as soon as they finish, maybe? Is that something we can do as a reward or something?
Or everyone together.
Yeah,
That would be better.
nice. Alright, let's do it like that.
At the
Okay.
start and at the end. I think that's
Okay, then at the end of the show, we'll get a shot together. Sound good? That's a great idea. Thank you so much, Peter. Alright, guys, any other questions? Anything else? I think we gotta get out of here. Anything else?
What do you do if you like get halfway through a joke then fuck it up?
Dude, just go with the flow, man. Just go zen, no problem. Adapt, evolve, I Ching, Dharma.
I really love the theater.
I just saw Frankie Boyle and he sort of did something like that and he just made the joke about him messing up the joke.
Own it and move on.
Yeah, man, it's up to you. Like, if you want to make fun of yourself, like Frankie Boyle did, or you want to start again, no problem. Just whatever you feel confident doing. So it's your space up there. You're going to be kind of commanding the audience. So however you want to run the ship, you're in charge.
And like in the theater, we always learn, like, because I'm stage head in the theater, like the audience does not know how the show is supposed to go. So if you fuck up, it's like it's a part of the show. Yeah. Like.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So fuck it.
How do you deal with hecklers?
Dude.
Joking.
Yeah.
What they're like Grandpa Plus.
Hecklers, that's, I guess it just depends on what they say and what you want to do. You can like ignore them or you can like address it. And if you address it, then you just go as hard as you can. Have fun. Don't get emotionally involved. Just keep it playful. But what I would suggest, if somebody says something, you can just address it very quickly and then move on. Don't get into a debate with somebody in the crowd.
I don't think I'm good.
Nah,
In this crowd, it's just easy crowd, I think.
I don't think so, man. I'm going to do a very gentle introduction to like the whole setup and make everybody very aware that it's a lot of first timers, and I think so. I think you're going to get a lot of support. You might, I don't know if you're traveling with a friend or anything like that. No, okay, because usually it's the friends. Usually it's your, the guy that from your gym. Just like, shut up again. Whatever. Oh, wrist like you can. Fuck it. But yeah, you'll be fine, man. If you get a heckler, just you decide you want to address it or just move on. Yeah. Sweet. How about anything else, guys? No.
I'm fucking pumped.
Right?
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. Like, this is one for the books, and if you do it and you have a good time, like, there's so many open mics available everywhere. There's a fucking open mic tonight in Reykjavik. I'm probably going to hit it up if anybody wants to come. So,
When?
it's, I think we're going to sign up by 8:15. It's the Secret Comedy Cellar.
Secret cellar.
Secret Cellar. Yeah.
It's really secret. I've walked past it like 5 times before coming.
Okay. Right.
Down the stairs.
Downstairs. Yeah, that's what they said.
The sign and logo.
No, it's next to Parker.
Right.
It's like closer to the pond.
By the doctor light shop.
So once you guys pop your comedy cherries, and no matter where you're from or where you live, there's probably a blossoming stand-up comedy scene that you guys could be a part of. And then you join the white belt ranks, and then you get a whole bunch of white belt comedy friends, and they're very fun. It's a very fun community. You start doing more sets, get more confidence, get more material. You just go as far as you want to take it. But it's a very, very fun environment to be a part of. Very fun message groups, very fun friends, very silly people to be involved with. So that's a cool extra hobby to do. Maybe you guys are probably very good at jiu-jitsu, still love jiu-jitsu, but maybe jiu-jitsu doesn't scare you as much anymore. You've been fucking choked 1,000 times. Standing on stage, trying new jokes, gives me the same buzz that I used to get when I was a white belt. So yeah, it's a cool thing that's there. It's a new path if you want to walk it. Okay, I think that kind of covers everything. We're gonna have fun tomorrow night, especially the shots. Looking forward to that. Let's just have one more round of applause for everybody.